Hello, everybody. Today is the 11th. How's everybody doing? As you can see, I'm back in school while you're at home in my blue background because I'm blue bottle, blue. So, what we're doing today, if you can see the screen, is we're going to use the normal distribution to try to kind of figure out what the mean of a large population. So, if we have a whole population, let's say this is the weight of a 20-year-old female, and there's 2,203 20-year-old females that live in a certain area. We call it in Bergtown. And we want to figure out what the average weight is of a 20-year-old female that lives in Bergtown. One way would be to get all 2,203 females and weigh them, and then we can just add up all their weights and average them. But in the real world, you usually do not have that information. It takes too long. You have to weigh them. It takes too much money. It's going to cost too much. So they created in statistics a way to take a small sample. Let's say instead of all 2,203, we take 30 of them. And then based upon the mathematics behind it, we can kind of get an estimate of what the sample mean, what the mean is for everything, for all the whole 2,203. So what we're going to do is take a sample. Yep. I'm going to use Excel, and I'm going to type in equals RAN, and you can see the rand between, it's called. And it's going to pick a number randomly between 1 and 2,203. That would be the bottom. We go all the way down to here. That should be the very last. 2,203 is the last number. So what we're going to do is pick a number between 1 and 2,203. I'm going to take this and move this over one. Notice that changes every time we move it, so we're going to have to do something about that. Every time I do something, it's going to change, so we'll do that in a minute. So we're going to take 30. So this will be my first one. And then I'll have a second one. I can go equals the top plus 1. And then I can drag this down, and I'll have 30 people, and I don't need these guys. So these are the people that I need. I need 30 participants in my sample. If you're doing this in the real world, you would kind of do a similar thing. You'd have a database of who lives in the city of Bergtown, and you would randomly select 30 20-year-old women, and then you would go and weigh them. So we're going to pick our first sample is number 977. So this is a sample. This is the participant number for our sample. This is the number in the population. And we're going to get their weight. And then what I want to do is the same rand between. If I double click on that bottom, it's going to do that for everybody. Let's do this again. My participant number, my sample number, or my sample, all this population. My sample participant number is my population number. So what I'm going to do, I need 30 of these. So I start at 1. I'm going to hit equals the top plus 1. So what that's going to, when I go to here, it's going to be 2 plus 1. And it's going to be 3 plus 1. And I'm going to drag this down until I get about 30. I'm at 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. If you go over, you can delete it. It's not a big deal. So these are my 30 people that are going to be in the sample. Over here, to do this, I'm going to use rand between 1, 2,203. And that's going to pick a random number between 1 and 2,203. So I hit equals rand. Notice it pops up. I can either do rand or rand between. And I want it between 1 in 2023 because how many people there are. Now, whenever I do this, it will change. So I brought it all the way down. I don't know much if I hit delete, it changed all the numbers. So I don't want this happening. So what we need to do is select everybody and copy it. And then I'm going to paste it. I'm going to right click on this, paste options. And what you want to paste is, I didn't copy anything. I didn't copy it. There you go. I can see copy it. Paste options, and you just want to paste the values. And then this way, look, it changed again. It's okay that it's changing. It's not going to change anymore. So then what I want to do, these are my population numbers. I have to go find them. I want to go find 1,870. So I'm going to look for number 1,870. And this is how they take samples from the population. 1,870. My weight is 149 pounds. So the first person is 149 pounds. I'm going to find 1221, which is at the very, in the middle. So when you're doing this, you're just basically going through. There is a function you can use. It's a little advanced Excel, if you know how to use Excel. But I feel like I'm throwing enough Excel at you right now. So we'll just do this manually for now. I need a 1221, which is 147 pounds. And so forth, you would go through and look up all the rest of them. And let's say we did that. To save time. 154. And we did this for just me picking them. This is going to take a little bit of time to get your values in. And then what I want you to do is find the average of this weight. We're going to find something called the sample mean. So this average of the 30 we picked is going to be a representation of the average of the 2,203 that are actually out there. And I want you to find the sample mean and the standard deviation of the sample. So if you remember, the mean would be we created, there's two ways we did it. See if you can remember how to do that. If you're having trouble with that, let me know. Sample mean. So here I'm just going to equal sum of this. And sample mean. So that's my representation of this mean. Each one of you is going to have a different sample mean. Each one of you is going to take a different sample. So everybody should have a different sample mean. And then what we'll do is once we all have our sample means, we'll take a look and see how close we are to the actual mean. And so that would be what I want you guys to do today.